let's try this again. Okay. That was random. Game just crashed on me. Why are my tanks not filling up? I can see that they're on stockpile. And it's got a good solid link. What is happening here? Why is it saying that the ship is at... Oh, because of these ones. Right. It's saying it to 15% because those ones are not done. You... External fuel tank. Dropping to my... Huh. Give me bits. Come on. I swear landing this thing is the most damaging. That's another reason why I've never released this thing. It's like, it's so self-destructive. Oh yeah, I redid part of the dock. Giving it this half circle look, just something to make it look a little more interesting. Should probably extend that out just to meet that line. I also need to turn down the magnetism on these. Not by much. 0.01. So, from before the crash... Oh, I didn't check to see... Have I done an accessory group yet? Oh, the ore detector is not in this group. So you are probably the one that is staying on. Ah! There we go. Yeah, there's no real reason for that to stay on all the time. I will say though, I am more pleased with how this particular front end has turned out. Whoa! Come on. Come on. Come on. Got it. I can't do anything there because of that block. Right. Okay, I was making another accessory. So, I know I don't have to have all of this. I can get away with literally just having one or whatever. But for the aesthetics, I want the symmetry. So I made I need to extend this back. Oh man. I made the drill attachment because that's the one I'm going to be using the most. And then I made the other attachments. There's one more that I may or may not make, which is a magnet attachment to give this guy tug capabilities. I don't have any landing gear on this thing at all. Which, given I end up using this thing a lot for, for legitimate salvage. Okay, for legitimate salvage, the landing gear is going to be necessary. Bonus points to anyone who gets the reference. Alright. So I can't do anything there yet. And I mean, as proof that I don't need all of this, I mean, this tank, this external tank that I'm building up is far, far larger than any of the tool heads that I've built. Yet it is held on with a single merge lock. need to check something. So I just had a thought about a potential issue. Okay, yep, I gotta replace that. Are you still full of ice? Right. Okay. Bum, bum. Da, 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 da. I went past it. Where is it? There it is. Looking in the wrong spot. Okay. I'll end up hiding some of the components in there. So I want to leave that space open. Alright. Ah, it's the sun. Quick, hide. I'm going to burn. That would be an interesting game dynamic. Imagine if in a game the sun was actually not good. Like, it was safe to go out at dawn and at dusk when the sun is low. You don't quite see the direct sunlight yet. But if it hit you, because of the intensity of it, it would be very detrimental to the character. I'm not saying vampire, but like, you know, either a blue giant kind of a star or something. Alright, something that the light is so harsh it would actually be detrimental to life to be exposed to. But at the same time, going out at night brings out a bunch of nocturnal hazards, different creatures that, you know, are in the same situation. But you have to go out and scavenge and survive. That could be an interesting thing. Whoa! Ooh, yeah. So it's like you're crashed on this planet, because of the harshness of the sun, you've only got a very limited amount of time between night and day to safely be out on the surface. But you have to scavenge materials to rebuild or repair an escape vessel off of said planet. And I'm sure eventually you can upgrade your equipment to increase your survivability time on the surface and so on and so forth. That could be an interesting game. And there might actually be something out there like that, I don't know. That was something that just popped in my head. But I don't program, I'm not game dev. And from everything I know of people that are in that line of work, I really don't want to be. Block. Beams block. There. Anyway. Ooh, can I? No. It was worth a shot. Hey, Richie Wish, how's it going? How goes the ducky battles? How goes the fight with the Quacken? Doing good, well, except weekend already over, just goes faster. Oh. Yep. That is very, very true. I don't need that on anymore. Whoa! Bonk. Oof. Made a small underground outpost for asteroids. Currently thinking over if I should add defense or just use the safe zone. What if you did both? Used a safe zone, but then set up like satellite turrets outside the safe zone. going to do anything there. He's going to too easily roast. What I should do is, just because I don't have a lot of downward thrust. Well, I mean, I'm going to have 2 here. I'll end up with 2 more up here. I'll also use the signal part to send signal to the main base and send out missiles from there. I mean, it'd be an interesting design challenge, right? Doing tanks is my least favorite part of this game. It's like no matter what you do, you can never get enough. What time is it? 7:50. Okay. One thing I toyed with before on some of, because I've made 2 versions of these tanks in the past. This, but also a single line tank that had more tanks on it. The nice thing with the single line tank, it made it easier to dock in my asteroid base, but it made it more difficult to mine because it was it stuck so far out past the front of the ship. Because I also, in my asteroid base, I set up a ring of welders that I would fly through to repair any damage. But one thing I was always kind of playing around with was setting up either, and I hate to say it, AI blocks or remote control to return this thing back. Because, I mean, AI in this game is a joke, let's be honest. There is no AI. I tend to use the recorder a lot to auto-dock ships because it's faster than meter. Yeah, in my previous world, I had set up a auto miner to go out and collect stuff and come back. The AI recorder would be so unreliable. It continually just, when it came time to dock the drone, it would just stop. Like, it would go to the first position to do the docking, and then it would just turn off the AI behavior. Release me! I need to see if I can figure out a pathway to that stairs. Okay, that's attached to that, so I can... Oh, it's always nerve-wracking. Yeah, I'm having to swap that out too. And then on PC we have script. Yeah. Yeah, don't have any alternative for that on not Steam. Because one thing to keep in mind too, Game Pass is on PC. So saying on PC is kind of misleading. No, it's a small port, it's not gonna let me grab anything. Game Pass is basically a port on PC for Xbox games. So it's technically on PC, but it has the same restrictions as console. Ow. Was it us that we were talking about wishing for a block like a pro? Yes. Yes, we were the ones that were talking about an alternative to the programming block using pre-existing assets. And I always go back to the example of Little Big Planet. Because that was a game from 2012, Little Big Planet 2, that introduced that system. Whereas there have been so many learning to program programs that have similar setups and just a whole bunch of things. Junction, T-junction, blockage. actually need the normal and ours and so on. Yep. Three, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. Yeah. Ooh. Can I reach it? I can build it with the event controllers, but PC account would go out of this world. Yeah. That's why I'm saying, and I'll argue with this with PC players, that one, scripts being unsigned code are not vanilla. They're code assembled by an end user to do additional functions that both Microsoft and Sony have deemed to be potentially dangerous for their private network systems, and that there is not a viable alternative because everything that people will say is an alternative is so unreliable and so cumbersome that it heavily restricts and influences the build to the point that you've got something now 3 times the size of what you had initially intended to install these quote-unquote alternatives that don't function the same level as an actual alternative and are so unreliable at the processing. And as you pointed out, the PCU count is also so astronomical that it stops a console player from being able to build on the same level as PC. And the argument of, oh, we'll just get a PC is kind of stupid and elitist. Not everyone has the money for a PC. Not everyone wants to deal with the additional issues that can come with a PC. No, and I don't think a lot of people want to have to rebuy the game just to play it on PC. Ow. Right, so because that's not linked up, it's not providing fuel to those thrusters that I just added, so it's not going. Which is fine. It's like, okay, each tank is 25 PCU, thrusters 12, that is 10. But then it's like, oh, here's a connector. 125. 100 for the merge block. It's like, why does this have so much usage? On Graphic Factory with using the controller for each component to check mass inside a container for each component and turn on off assembler for each and so on. Massive building, yeah. I did the same thing. I had a sorting system for just raw materials, and the initial idea I had was I'm going to set up this one miner with different recorder blocks to go out to different locations to get the material, and then return once it was full, offload. If you know, if the stuff still didn't fill up the container, then it would go out and do another load. I just never got around to finishing it, but the room that housed all of that was so massive. I'd load up the world, but to get to the asteroid base takes about 20 minutes. All right. Can I reach it? Can I reach it? 21 of each. So 21 controllers, 21 assemblers. Now, did you do the event controllers as a small grid, subgrid attached onto it? Or was everything large grid? Because that also takes up a lot of room. Because the small grids are the same functionality, but you can fit, 125 in the space of one large grid. Yeah. You could have put all of them as a small grid subgrid in one layer. And that would have reduced the size. Okay. Because that's actually what I did on mine. What am I looking for? I am looking for production and medical for that guy. I made so-called computer cores on some of my ships having those controllers and timers. Small grid rotor. I don't like using rotors or hinges. I always end up using connectors. I hate how they jitter. I hate the constant jittering of those things. I noticed you like those connectors, yes. I will choose rigidity and stability over constant shaking and building up of clang. Oh, I need to... Haha. Right. I can do this now. Not you. Not you. I need you. Specifically, you. Problem arrive when a blackout. Whoops, dropped the stuff connected. Nope. That is not true. Connectors do not need power. They have not needed power for quite some time. It used to be that way a couple years ago. But I think after they started releasing onto other platforms, that was something that got changed. That's an old behavior of connectors. That's no longer the current behavior of connectors. So you're not incorrect, you're just using outdated information that's no longer correct. Uh, I had I was building up something, and I was using the small connectors, and one connector fell off and landed on the other one, kind of funky. And it was funny because I had one pointing upwards and placed another one on top. It fell off to the side, but then magnetically still locked to the first one. And I was then, even with it being all funny and goofy and off to the side, was still able to lock the connectors together. They had just added planets, so have been playing for a while. Yep. I don't think I added. Did I do both? Or just the one? Just the one. That's what I thought. I have the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack stuck in my head. I guess I only PC account then using my rotors for that kind of thing. And then, yep. Because those are what, like 50 or something each? Whereas these are like the stupid 125. But yeah, trying 100 for rotor and connector 125. And you need to. Yep. Okay, so those ones are out past the end of the ship. That should be far enough out. It's not going to be an issue. I have a not so little kitty kicking me with her feet. I'm used to playing on the Keen servers where the PC limit per person, so yep. I'm too cheap to pay for PlayStation Network. I kind of stopped playing multiplayers because my internet connection is kind of crap. It works fine for streaming, it works fine for a lot of things, but for games where you end up with people that are very competitive, it's mainly my upload speed is not very good for that. I never bought Space Invaders for my PlayStation. Yeah, I wouldn't bother. Save your money. Save it for those titles that are, you know, console exclusives. Like Horizon and all that kind of stuff. Alright, I think my laundry, my first load is done. My guy could use a little recharge. Like as I play online, PlayStation was Conan Exiles and Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, I was watching Splitsy playing that last night. Alright, I am going to be right back. Alright, I'm back. What'd I miss? I need to do the lawn on my base so bad. Whee! Alright. That's structurally sound, right? Just that one connection point should be fine. It's fine. I wonder if there's a way I can get a staircase up here somehow. Really? I had enough room in my inventory to pull everything for these pieces. That's impressive. Now, one thing that's really stupid about all of this setup, I have an event controller that monitors when these merge blocks merge, and then it links the connectors up so that the inventory from the drills can pass into the cargo of the ship. Same with the grinders and same with the welders. However, I can't have the event controller directly lock the connectors because there's a difference in speed with which the merge blocks and the connectors detect whether or not they're done. So I have to set up a timer with at least a 3-second delay to lock the connector to enable inventory pass-through. And I don't understand why it has to be that way. It's so bizarre to me. But that's the way it is. And I hate it. Okay, so what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? Alright, I'm gonna also do a boost. I'm gonna also be doing a boost system. Dang it. I'm gonna have to put things there. Damn it. Inventory full, inventory full, inventory full. Really? grab it? Okay. What am I looking for? No, not the laser. Yeah, I'll just do this. Oh, components were successfully withdrawn. Alright, let's grab everything back out of this, because otherwise it's just going to sit here for all eternity. Alright. So... you turn that way. Go there. Go... Ah, idiot. Oh, these are T's. I don't want the T's. I want the corner. There. Thrusters are not on the list. Let go. Can I? No, because this isn't linked up. I don't want them linked up yet. I don't want it fueling those thrusters. Okay. So those will be part of the boost. That's going to be part of the linkage. Or should that be more directions than just the one? How did I set this up on the other one? Because this does not seem the same to me. Like, how did I get reversing thrust? I guess I could load up the other world and then do spectator to show off that cargo room that I made. Me. This does not have... This does not have the one with the tank. I guess I need to load up the other world. Eh. Hey, some of my trucks. Some of my scrapyard ideas. Crane trailers and trucks that pull them. I gotta load up the other world. The path of the cosmos is not an easy, triumphant march to glory. You have to get to know the meaning, not just of joy, but also of grief, before being allowed in space, in the spacecraft cabin. Yuri Gagarin. Okay, did I miss anything on this? Nope, nothing since yesterday there. Oh, okay, I did just do the big goofy balls. And I did that back here. Alright. And one reason why I'm not just copying what I'd done previously, and doing a blueprint. One, this would be really hard to blueprint and print out. But also, wanting to do some enhancements. Alright. And I said this was going to be a shorter stream. I think I'm going to have to call it for today. So, until next time, everybody, have a good one.